Well, let's go ahead and take a look outside. This is live in Rogers from Mercy Hospital in Northwest Arkansas. Pretty clear night tonight, but as people head out to go to brunch or to church tomorrow morning, what should people know, Joshua?
Well, you're definitely going to need a jacket before you head out tomorrow morning, and we're also going to be talking about how uncertain this forecast is and what it means for tomorrow morning as well. The hourly planner, you can see, headed into tomorrow morning, starting off in the 20s. So before you head out and do anything, grab the jacket, grab some of that winter protective gear. It's not going to be frigid necessarily, but it is going to be cold. So grab that 20s tomorrow morning. You can see those clouds start to build back in. River Valley starting off right around the mid, maybe even some upper 30s tomorrow morning as well, with those clouds starting to build in once we make our way into the morning hours. Now, the uncertainty I'm talking about, well, it's going to be this model. We have one model that has been trending with the potential for maybe some freezing drizzle, maybe some light rain across the area tomorrow morning. It's been pretty consistent. There's a couple other models that have hinted at this as well. And then there's other ones that say that we're completely clear tomorrow morning. But we want to make this clear. In the event that there is any sort of freezing drizzle activity tomorrow morning, it would only impact mainly the higher elevation. So if you're heading out tomorrow morning and it's drizzling, make sure that when you're headed out, some untreated roads and bridges may have some slick spots, especially further to the north where those temperatures will be right around the lower 30s into the 20s tomorrow morning. It'll start to clear out. Once we make our way to mid-morning, those temperatures will rise and it won't be an issue there. The main issue that we're going to be talking about is coming up Monday through Wednesday, Northwest Arkansas, and then Wednesday for the River Valley. We have our next weather impact alert for this winter precipitation. Make sure you stay tuned to the forecast because this is a tricky forecast that we're watching. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of exact details we can give. This looks like it's going to be one of those forecasts where it may be up to the last second due to the temperature variations and uncertainties. So we're going to let you know what we know now here in the segment. Temperature matters, especially at the surface. Up at the top, up at the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, like we were talking about earlier, that warm air in between the freezing layer at the surface and at the top, that can mean the difference between freezing rain and sleet. Now, when you get to the surface, that's when we start dealing with impacts. If the surface is below 32, that can mean the difference between some slick spots and overall slick roads. So even though it doesn't look like a whole lot, there is a big difference in terms of temperatures. Now, looking at the Futurecast radar, this is Monday morning, and notice just some clouds, but once we make our way into the afternoon and evening, that's when we start to see our first round begin. Mostly rain as these temperatures are above freezing, but notice once we head into Tuesday, temperatures below freezing, maybe some 20s into the lower 30s. That could be some impacts across the area. That'll clear out. Wednesday, our second round begins. Still watching this area of frozen precipitation and watching those temperatures very closely. It may be too close to call in some areas, so we're just going to let you know winter precipitation is possible, and it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for Northwest Arkansas, and it's going to be mostly Wednesday for the River Valley. So here's a look at those overall impacts. Monday night, and then we head into Tuesday pretty much all day. It lasts through at least midday on Wednesday for Northwest Arkansas. That's what we're looking at right now for that timeline. And then for the River Valley, Monday, mostly rain. Tuesday, mostly rain. Then some of those impacts start to make their way into the River Valley once we head into Wednesday. So here's a look at the extended 10-day planner weather impact alert continuing for Monday through Wednesday. Watching that system very closely. Like I said, this is really tricky because those temperatures are a big factor, and there's a lot of questions as to how cool we're going to get. So we're watching that. And then the weather impact alert is only for Wednesday in the River Valley just because the temperatures are going to start to decrease by then. Then we could see maybe some winter precipitation around Wednesday.
Man, that's one tricky forecast there. Gotta say that. Like that, I don't appreciate that weather.
Oh, yeah. Winter is awful to forecast. So
yes,
we know people want some answers. We also want some answers because we're looking at the models and we're like, okay, every hour this is awful. So
yeah, it is. All right. Well, thank you, Joshua.